G'day guys, today's video is going to be part 2 of the FPV Wright Flyer series. So I intended this to be more than 2 videos, however the way things are going is probably going to be the last video. Anyway, so this little series that I'm doing is I'm going about converting an old 40 size model airplane trainer into an FPV fixed wing model. So in part 1, basically went over it and started going about, guess you could say, doing the initial start of the conversion. 3D printed a battery mount, and I also went about turning the top cover into an opening flap, so for battery access and so forth. So what we're going to do now is go over to the workbench, and I will go over what has happened in between the last video and this video, and we'll continue from there. Alrighty guys, so here is the model on the workbench. So what I'm going to do is I really want to wrap up the build. So in between videos, I decided to go ahead and fit the servos to, you got the rudder and elevator servo, and also I've done the aileron servos on the main wing. The wing isn't in the workplace at the moment, however that's been done. So I thought to myself, well, there's no point really filming it, it's just putting servos in, and that's it. So in this video I am going to go about installing the motor and speed controller and the camera system. So this is the motor. I haven't the speed controller is actually out, not in the work area here. You'll see it shortly, but this is the motor for it. So it is a Dual Sky Eco V2. It is, I think it's 820 kV, and so this is the equivalent of a 40 size, so like say an OS 46 glow engine. So that will be going in. Now I was wondering how I was going to go about mounting it, and in a previous video I did with a rock crawler, I bought these 3 racing turnbuckle links. These things here are going to work out very well. I will use those as the standoffs to mount the motor to the firewall. The battery also came. It's a Hobby King Zippy 4,500 milliamp hour 4-cell battery, so that is going to go in there. So as you can see here guys, we have the battery mount here. What I'm going to do is use the it's Scotch dual lock tape. It's like Velcro, but it's not. So I also have a Velcro strap as well to go around it, so it'll be dual lock clicked in and as well as strapped in. So that's what I've done there. So this is the camera system. So it's going to be a simple camera. I was also wondering how I was going to go about powering the VTX module here. The good thing is that this, I remember looking underneath here, it'll take up to 24 volts. So I was planning on using a separate battery. However, what I've done is I have spliced a power lead. So I have, if I can get the plug in my hand, there we go. So I've got one of these plugs, and it will plug into that, and that plug is spliced onto the speed controller. So when I plug in the battery to the speed controller, it will also power the VTX and camera. So what I'm going to do first, guys, I'm not going to do it all on camera because there'll be a lot of faffing about, but I will mount the motor to the aircraft and we'll continue from there. Alright guys, so the motor is installed. As you can see, those what were originally they were like steering, I think there was like steering turnbuckles. I never got around to using them, but as you can see, they worked out perfectly for the motor. So the motor is installed. So we have a look in here. We have, I'll just get this for pointing. So there's the battery right there. I haven't put any dual lock on it, but down in there is the speed controller, and that's the power lead for it. And as I mentioned earlier, what I've done is I've spliced in one of these JST connectors, so that connector there, so that obviously that goes to the battery, and this connector here will go to this plug here, which will power the VTX and camera. So now, so that's that section out of the way. So as you can see, it just closes perfectly. So now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna have to mount the VTX in a way so you've got reception here and easy access to the latch here, so you go like that. But what I'm going to do is I've got plenty of cord here, servo cable and that. What I'm thinking of doing is I'm going to have to design a 3D mount with my 3D printer and print it out. I'm thinking of having it mounted probably about that high, so that way it because what I'm thinking of doing is having the VTX mounted here roughly, and everything's fallen everywhere, and have the mount, so I'm just using this as a prop, so have it mounted up around here, and then have a secondary part here so it pushes up against the I guess you'd call it the front window, or what would be the front window of the aircraft. So that way, as it's going along, because obviously wind's going to be pushing it, and so we don't want the print to snap. So have it so the mount goes up, and then have like a bracing part that rests on there. But I can then just at least do that, and it just lifts up. So what I'm going to do, guys, now is I'm going to go about designing and printing out a camera mount, and hopefully we should be ready to go, in theory. Well, guys, at the moment I am currently 3D printing out a very basic camera mount for the aircraft. However, I have an issue which is going to really delay filming. So I bought this battery pack and it was on sale, so I thought sweet, and then I got it, put an XT60 plug on it, and went to start programming the radio. Did I turn that off? Yes. So started, I initially did like servo setup with this receiver pack here, Anyway, went to set up the throttle positioning for the speed controller and motor, and in the instructions it says it'll do the cell count for on the speed controller, so it counts the cells and you'll hear it. So being 4 cell, you should hear it go beep 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 like that. Only that it went beep beep, and I'm like, okay. So got the battery, connected it to the this thing here, which I'll do again. Sorry for the light. And each cell is at 2 volts. So I have a buggered battery, brand spanking new, 1.9, 2 volts. So to say I am pissed is a bit of an understatement. So, and I was going to do a claim through Hobby King, but it only doesn't count batteries. So up yours, Hobby King. That's the last time I buy a battery or anything from you guys. So sorry guys. So at the moment it's printing. It's virtually all systems go until I get a new battery. So yeah. So hold tight guys. Hopefully I'll have a new battery momentarily. Yeah. Well guys, I can basically say that it is all done. So as you just saw in that previous clip, it was just 3D printing a simple mount, and so that is it there. So as you can see, here's the camera. It's up fairly high. Still gonna have the propeller here in the way, so to speak, but when it's at speed you won't really notice it, hopefully. So like I said, it's a simple design. It just goes straight up, and then we have this piece here which essentially just pushes on the front window. So as it's going along, it's just pushing up against it. We've got the VTX mounted right behind it. I might put a different aerial on it. It's a bit longer maybe, or a bit shorter, I don't know. Haven't thought about that just yet. But yeah, so it is virtually ready to go. So as you can see, it just opens up like that. Really easy. The battery goes in, and that's it. So as you can see, there's the part that rests up there. So as we see, it comes down. Just gotta make sure nothing gets tangled, and simple as that. So guys, I wanted to make this the last video, but thanks to the good people at Hobby King, that's not going to be possible. So while I was waiting for the mount to finish printing, I went and ordered a new battery, and I know it will not be here till the end of the week, if not next week. So guys, it is programmed, it is ready to go. We're just waiting on a battery now. So if you've enjoyed this video guys, please don't hesitate to give it a like. If you have any questions or any tips or anything like that, please don't hesitate to comment. But until the next video, enjoy your hobby and cheers.